We start this lunchtime with Manchester United. Their 3-0 derby defeat to Manchester City leaves United on 4 points after as many games. That's their worst start to a Premier League season since 1992. But the club remain patient with Ruben Amorim. Well, let's get the very latest. We can join our football correspondent Rob Dorsett. Rob, what do we know then about how secure Amorim's position is at Old Trafford right now?
Well, look, Joe, there's always a lot of noise around Manchester United, and when they're performing as badly as they are now and getting such poor results, the noise is going to be huge from outside. But my understanding is that whilst Ruben Amorim has made it very, very clear he will not change his footballing philosophy, his bosses at Manchester United have no plans to change the head coach as things stand right now. And I think what you have to understand here is the wider context. Since Ineos took over Manchester United, they had a long-term plan, and that plan is still in its infancy, in truth. And so they don't want to have any knee-jerk reaction or reassessment of the head coach's position after every defeat. They want a much more long-term strategy and long-term view of it than that. And so nothing has changed from the back end of last week to this morning in terms of the position of Ruben Amorim as Manchester United head coach. That said, it's very hard to get away from the damning statistics around Manchester United so far under Ruben Amorim. If you look at his Premier League record, it doesn't make good reading. And this is why I think a lot of United fans are concerned. It stretches well back into last season since he took over on November the 1st. Just 8 victories, look, in 31 games. It gets worse than that the more stats you look at. If you look at the Premier League table since Amorim took charge, now this is just the 17 teams that have stayed in the Premier League, if you like, not the 3 that have been relegated or 3 that have been promoted. Of all those 17 clubs, Manchester United are right rock bottom of the form table there. And if you look at Amorim's win percentage as well, it's the lowest of any Manchester United manager since the Second World War. All of those are real concerns, and there's nobody painting over the cracks, I think, here. It's painful to watch, and Ruben Amorim has acknowledged and understands that supporters are hurting, but he says none of them are hurting more than he is.